Good morning, YouTube. All right. I don't know how well this is going to work because we are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I had my son this weekend, and even though we're staying in an RV area, an RV camp, mobile home camping area, and it had fishing and stuff there, he wanted to try some frog fishing this morning. So we decided to head out and actually go to another camp area, a park or camp area here with a lake. And uh, we are out here fishing. He's fishing. I'm just going to chill, but just want to show you the benefits of having the van ready to go. As you saw in previous live streams, the van was set into like minivan mode for carrying people. But I took a few minutes to convert it back down to RV mode or camper mode, just to show you one of the benefits. Like basically, we hopped into the van this morning before sunrise, came out here to get the scenic view. He is, fishing out here at this lake, learning that the fish might actually be getting smart and avoiding fake frogs. Apparently, they have a bait that looks like a frog, sort of, but the fish aren't biting. So he was hoping, he just bought that frog fish bait thingy to catch some fish out here, but didn't catch anything. Hello, Zelda Master. Good to see you on here. Looks like nobody else is awake. Anyhow, this is the kind of views you get when you have the ability to hop in your van and just head out in the middle of nowhere. So we're out here at this lake. The van is set up right now. It's kind of a little mess. I just kind of set it like this because I'm going to lay down in a minute. But I want to show you, even though I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, I got the Appliance Direct guy here on TV. Van can be running in like a little miniature house. So I got all the, I have all the windows and stuff opened. Obviously, you can see it's a beautiful scenic little area. Really nice, really nice. And having the ability to have power means I can charge up my cell phone. I can run my cell phone. If we wanted to cook and eat here, we could. I didn't pack any food hopping in, but I have some noodles and stuff like that. So if we wanted to, we could make, a couple noodles. Soups and things like that. So if you are thinking, well, I don't think I want to live in a van, but I have a van or a car or something, it might not hurt to rig it for like an emergency. This thing has the ability to have electrical power. I'll show you a little bit of that, even though it's kind of a mess right now. But I'm running the TV. I'm not watching it, which is wasting power, but I'm not really too concerned about wasting power right now because of this thing on here. This van has a solar panel on it. And as the sun starts to rise, look how beautiful that sunrise is. Isn't that gorgeous? That's just a amazingly gorgeous view. But as the sun starts to rise, this will start to charge. This will start to pull all that solar power, the photovoltaic or whatever energy, convert it into electricity and send it through the system, which is hooked up over here. You see, I didn't even buy the expensive kits and all that. I just took the wire. One is positive, obviously, and I guess it's this red one here. But it's marked under the panel positive and negative. And if you hook up the positive to the battery, negative to the battery, it'll charge up. But it depends on flow and stuff, and you can overcharge and whatnot, and electricity could end up going the wrong way. That's why you get a charge controller. I bought a cheap charge controller through like Walmart.com. Online, and I think I only paid like, I don't know, might have been like $15 for this thing. It's kind of junky. It's like a toy. It feels like all plastic and stuff, but honestly, it's working fine. So this is a PWM. I think it's PWM, not an MPTT or MPPT controller. So PWM, I think, is a cheaper one. But I only paid like $15 for this, and normally, a lot of people say, well, this isn't as good, it won't be as good. It's been more than adequate, okay? So for a solar panel that I bought from Solar Wholesale, whom I was their spokesperson for a while, I got this thing this is a 255 watt solar panel. They sell it normally for like $85. And the reason it's so cheap is it's used. but you have to go pick it up because if you have to ship it, it's not worth it. It's too heavy. But if you are around Orlando or passing through and you stop by Solar Wholesale, they're based in Orlando. You can pick these up pretty cheap. They normally sell them for like $85. If you buy in bulk, you might be able to talk the price down. I was able to get it down to, I think I only paid like $45 for this thing. But I bought a whole bunch, and also I was advertising for them on YouTube. So they have a lot of used solar panels, a very good deal. It is this panel itself is like a I think it's a 24 watt for a 24 watt battery system, but I'm only using it on 12 watts. So I think what it means is I'm only getting half the power that I could really get from it. So even though it's like 255, I'm really only getting like about 150 watts of usage out of it. And that seems like a tragic loss, but not really. It's more than enough. It's more than good enough to charge my whole system back up. So I run the wires through here, and I have a little switch that it goes through, which is just like a house light switch. And how I wired the switch was I took the red, and then I split the red line, and I put it to the switch. Because, the switch only connects one line. The black, which is the negative, continues to run through. And it runs down and goes to the charge controller. So now you can actually turn it off here. This has a switch. So if you wanted to, you could disable the solar panels. But I wanted to have a physical switch so I can see if it's on or off. Right now it's on, which means the system, as the sun starts to rise, will start to charge up. Okay? And it'll come, the power from solar panels come through the charge controller, which reduce it down to a little bit over 12 volts or whatever, so that it can go into the system. Right now it says, I think 12.6. So I think there's some power coming through, or it's measuring my battery. I don't know, there's like different settings and stuff which I don't even mess with. But basically, it takes that and it sends it to my battery, which is down here, and I actually have two batteries. I have one battery there and another. 100 amp hours and another 100 amp hours. So 200 amp hours with 100 usable. So it charges those batteries. Then I have those batteries wired to come back up to the power inverter that I talked about in the other video. So this inverter will go up to 750 watts, which is more than enough to run a rice cooker and everything else I need on here. But I convert the 12 volts to 120 volts, and I run this TV, which I bought from Goodwill. Remove the tag on it, but I think I bought it for like 15 or 25 bucks, somewhere in that range. So I run not a 12 volt TV, but a regular household TV. And you're looking at antenna TV right now, which apparently Appliance Direct guy has paid for this block of time, because it seems to be running nothing but his ads. But I can also play games. I have a remote, but it's fell down somewhere, so I'm not going to mess with it right now. But I wanted to show you that the TV has different modes. So I'm going to go to input and tell it to go through HDMI. I don't know if this is hooked up or not, but it's going to go to HDMI mode. See, it says HDMI on there. Then I'm going to try to turn on the game unit. Yeah, it looks like it's all hooked up and working. The game runs off 12 volts. So AT Games is coming up. The same system that I showed. The same system that I showed at the RV. Obviously when I saw it for $25, I bought more than one. I ended up buying four of them. I bought one for the RV, one for the van, one for my children, and also another one for a friend of mine. So, I grabbed four of them. Who can beat this? I literally have at least 2,000 to 6,000 games I can play if I want to, and it's got these little remotes and stuff. So I am literally out here in the wilderness, if you want to call it that. I'm out at a camp or a little lake area where you could camp, and I don't think you can camp all night. It's not open all night, but during the daytime you can come at sunrise, a little bit before sunrise, like my son and I did, and literally just camp out here. And then, at dark, you can leave. So, if I wasn't working and didn't have much money other than for gas and stuff, this is the kind of stuff I'd be doing. I'd be looking for areas that are idyllic, that are scenic and relaxing and chilling. and having the capacity to generate your own electricity and store it, it generates so much power that I can run my rice cooker off the system. And as long as the sun's out today, and I can sit here and play video games, cook food, do whatever I need to do, like at the house. Zelda wants to know what Legends Flashback is. I covered it in another video, but basically it's a cheap little multiple game emulator. So it'll load, it pretends to be a Super Nintendo MAME, which is a multiple arcade machine emulator, and this one doesn't do Atari. It also does ColecoVision, I think. So it comes with like 100 built-in games, so you could buy it and it's ready to use with 100 games. But they include an SD card, and if you put the games in the correct format, you copy the ROMs from the internet, you plug that in there, it recognizes it. So I decided to download like about 2,000 games. It won't do MAME, which is sad. So it only has the built-in MAME games, which it has, I think it has like about 30 or so MAME games. MAMEs means multiple arcade machine emulator. And what that means is the games that you used to put quarters in to play, those games. And what it does is it emulates, it pretends to be the actual game machine, like the cabinet. So the code you're playing and the graphics and stuff are real. They're the real ones from the arcade. So the experience is like playing the arcade, other than your controller's different. But this thing will run multiple systems. It was $25. Typically new, these things cost about $50. And this was the Legends Flashback, which was the latest one, but I think they may have a new one. AT Games seems to be putting these out every year, like a new model with new games, more and more games. I wish they would make it so you could expand the MAME ROMs. But, I have a MAME set up on my computer. I can run all this on the computer, too. It's just better when you have, like, a little van and you have something like this for $25. It's self-contained. And it's got the controllers, dig up the controllers here. It's got actual game controllers, like 2 of them. So you can have 2 players, like my son and I can sit and play. TV could actually be brought outside like this, and we could stand out here and play, or I could set up a chair or 2 and we can sit and play. So the setup is ideal for a minivan. I can have it laying like this and lay down and play. And I don't know if I think I did show you previously, the van is not configured so it can be set to a living room. So like in 1 or 2 minutes, I can convert all this to become like a sofa and a little table and sit and play video games. And if I bring my laptop or whatever, I can hook up, because this thing also serves as a monitor, a VGA monitor. I can do computing and stuff on it. So this little van, which, on the outside looks like a regular, normal van, is actually fully self-contained. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't generate its own water, and it doesn't, food, obviously. So I have to stockpile water and food, but I can go off-grid on it for as long as I really want. And if I really need to make water, there's plenty of water here. I know how to boil water and filter it and stuff and get it clean. These are skill sets that didn't seem that important, maybe even last year. But with coronavirus and everything happening, these are the kind of skills you really need to try to pick up, because you might need it. I know, people think that I'm doom and gloom when I say that, but society may be having some serious issues right now. In case it's not evident yet for you, the systems that are in place are falling apart, and government is having serious, serious issues. So having something like this may be helpful, but honestly, if you're still living in a society and stuff, you're going to still depend on their resources and stuff. But at least if you lose your home or something, this van is always ready to go. I can convert it back to normal mode and carry 4 or 5 people in this van. And it functions just like a regular van. It's got air conditioning. It's got everything like a regular van. But at the same time, I have the ability here in the back. You can see I have a toaster oven, which is 120 volts. This will not run off my house battery system, the power system. This requires too much power. But if I go to a park or a friend's house or whatever, and they have electrical, and they let me plug in, I can cook food. I can bake a cake. I can bake a rotisserie chicken. I can bake ribs. I can bake steak. I also have, I can carry like a butane stove so I can cook things, or propane if I prefer propane, or I could cook with an electric skillet. So, this is very versatile. It's got clothing storage and stuff. I have like kitchen stuff in here, some tools and whatnot. And then there's still storage under there. And of course, all sorts of stuff here, including toilet paper. Because, we all know how valuable toilet paper is during a pandemic. So it even has a closet. Look at this, a little closet for jackets and stuff like that. So lots and lots of things you can do. The windows here pop open and have mosquito screening, so at night I can sleep and have like flow of airflow. And the vehicle, I think I might have taken a fan to put it inside. You see, 1, 2, 3. It still has all 3 fans. So I keep these 12-volt fans here, and they run off the house battery system, with 12 volts. So I have 3 fans I can run in here. Like right now, it's kind of cool, but if I was laying in here, because the air is kind of stagnant, it's actually kind of humid, very humid right now. I could run the fans and show you the fan in action here. But I have it so it can run on me right here. Turn this guy on, and it's not coming on because the plug is loose. So I have to go mess with the plug up there. It's got like a multi-plug outlet. It probably came loose. But basically, I have a fan here that can blow on me. I have a fan that can blow. So this blows up my face, my head. That blows up my body, and then one blows up my feet. So when I sleep at night in the van, it's very comfortable. Okay. And now at night is when I usually use a fan, unless like today I'm here at the lake with my son. So what I will do is probably lay here and watch TV or play games, and I can have the fans on blowing on me. And if I have the windows and stuff all open like this, it's gonna be nice and cool. And I didn't pack food and stuff or anything because we live in the RV right now. I'm kind of living in the RV. So food and stuff is in the RV, but the van still has stuff like instant lunch and whatever, So all I have to do is get some water. I have a rice cooker. You can see here. It's not rigged for living in right now because I'm not living in it. But I just threw this together real quick since we're here. I have the air conditioner. Remember the swamp cooler air conditioner? If I wanted to run air conditioning in here off solar, I have my rice cooker here. So I can put some water in here, heat it up, and I can make soups or whatever. And I think I still have some kitchen stuff. The van is rigged like a house. So, you can just hop in it and you have to run. Let's say there's a hurricane or whatever coming and you have to leave. You often don't have time to pack. You just jump into this thing, take off, get gas, get the heck out of Dodge City. And, I have gear here, like backpacks and whatnot that can carry stuff, machetes and axes and stuff for when I go into the woods. Like the other day, if you were watching the live stream, my son and I were out at the compound. I didn't have to pack anything because this van is self-contained. It's got everything. It's got all the tools. I don't have my power tools and stuff because I removed those to put into the RV because I'm working, on the RV, fixing it and stuff. But it's even got a little miniature refrigerator. Of course, you want to carry stuff like hydrogen peroxide, rubbing alcohol, and things like that for first aid. Remember my discussion about first aid? I have like a first aid kit in here. The van looks and behaves like a normal van, but really it's a tiny house on wheels, and always ready to go. I didn't see my paint job looks like crap, and what you're looking at, the scrape marks, is from me driving out into the woods through the compound. Trees were scraping it and stuff, and I really don't care. That's the good thing about having a van that looks like crap. You really don't care when branches come by and scrape the paint. I don't care. The van's it's not meant to be a showcase van, not meant for the glamorous van life. It's meant to be a real van that's used in a real environment, in a real situation. And looking like crap also is good because most people, if they want to break into a vehicle, they want to break into a vehicle that looks like it's good, still in good shape, is worth money. This van looks like crap. It's got battle scars. It's got a rusted hood that has spray can painted paint on it. So not part of the disguise, just part of what I could afford. So I bought what I could afford, but it becomes part of the disguise because it's a normal van of a poor person. Okay, but just so some of you know why I do what I do, and even though I do stuff that doesn't seem to work, I painted this hood without sanding it down and doing it properly. I just took like a $2 or $3 Walmart can of spray paint, blue, the blue that didn't even match, and I painted it. Okay, and then you're like, man, he did such a crappy job. I can't believe he did a crappy job like that. So I'm going to tell you the reason for doing that. One, it somewhat protects this. Okay, not much, but a little bit. And I put like Bondo on here where I built all this up with Bondo. It looks like crap. But because I'm on YouTube and things get monetized, I make money, guys. So doing the Bondo job cost me probably about $10 in Bondo, but I probably made $20 or $30 on those videos, which isn't a lot. But you spend $10 and you make $20 or $30. The paint, me using $2 to make the paint can and painting this, that cost me $2 or $3 and about 10 minutes because I didn't even prep it. I just painted. And some of you are like, man, he did such a crappy job. Yeah, but I think it made $200 or $300. So I got paid $200 or $300 to do a crappy paint job. And here you can see this needs more toothpaste. You're not gonna believe how much this has made. My son was the one who suggested that. He's like, hey, Dad, you should clean your headlights with toothpaste. People make those videos all the time and make all sorts of money. It's like, yeah, right. And I decided to do it, and I went to Dollar Tree and I bought a Dollar Tree toothpaste for $1, obviously. Cleaned my headlights with it and filmed it. It was so bad. It was me holding it, wiping it. It just looked terrible. The video quality is horrendous. That video that cost me $1 or $2 to make in 10, 15 minutes made over $1,600. So, there is method to the madness. Some people say, like, let me show you under the hood, just to show you the kind of stuff that happens as a monetized channel, as a YouTuber, that for whatever reason people watch. I know some people watch me because they hate me, but that's all right. I'm not on YouTube to be popular. I'm on to try to show people how to keep pressing forward and try to make it to the end, even if it looks really bad and looks like a bad situation. But things always change. It can be bad one moment and so bad the next moment. I'm getting ready to do an oil, add some more oil and stuff. But you can see this vehicle has an engine, a regular engine. It's got almost 400,000 miles on it. Luckily, I found a good mechanic. I found Express Tech Auto, and they do a really fantastic job over there, and they've been maintaining it. I probably need to add some more power steering fluid because you see it leaks. There's all sorts of leaks. You could fix all this stuff and spend thousands of dollars, or you could like me and say, I'll just keep adding fluid. Screw it. Did the PCM replacement and stuff like that. It turned out it really wasn't the PCM because on these engines, it tends to misfire at one of these sockets, and what it is usually a misfire. We thought it could have been like, the computer that was controlling everything, and it wasn't. Did a video on the computer, getting a new computer, getting it programmed and all that stuff and sticking it in. That video has made a couple $100. So, and then even simple stuff, just to show you why I do what I do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Do you remember when we were having some issues and we thought it was like a head gasket issue, and then I got the bar stop leak and put it in there? And it didn't work because my air conditioning, it has to do with the air. You're supposed to run the heater and blower, but it didn't work. My blower wasn't working. So it was multiple systems that were down. But we used the bars, stop leak, and put it in there. And it obviously didn't work because we didn't even follow the directions because we couldn't because the heater wasn't working. But long story short, that video cost me, I think, about $60 in bar stop leak. But it's made, I think, about $300 or $600. So everything I do pretty much on YouTube, I could just film myself sitting here at the lake and I'll make money on it, okay? So, like sometimes you'll see me do videos and stuff with me and my son or my wife or whatever going out to eat. I used to do a lot more family videos until the stalkers, started real world stalking. So there are psychopaths out there. I'll warn you about that. That's one of the side effects of being a recognizable YouTuber is weirdos stalk you, and some of them are really dangerous. They could be. So that is a big drawback of all this, is that people see you and some people think they know you or they want to know you, and when you reject them or turn them down, they go psychopath. They do. They literally do. So, but I do things that don't seem to make sense. Like some people say, he doesn't have a lot of money, yet he will go spend $10 for a Chinese buffet with his kid or whatever. Um, you know, that seems like a waste of money. What they don't realize is if I decide to film it and broadcast it, let's say I spend $10 or $20. I spend $20 on a buffet. That buffet video that I made or whatever, that I show me eating with my kid or eating the Chinese food or whatever, I will probably make up 20 to 60 or $100 off it. It's not like a lot of money, but I make more than what I put in. So pretty much anything that I do, I make money. It's just, how much money do I want to make? I know videos that deal with cars and car repairs and testing things out, like the stop leak and all that. They will get a lot more views, but yet you don't see me doing them. Okay. And some people are like, well, Denoy, if you know how to make more money off YouTube, why don't you? It's because on this particular channel, it's mostly about just people trying to make it, people who have pretty much lost everything and are trying to survive and make do with what they have. Sometimes I will do those repair videos as they come up, but this isn't a car repair channel. It's not a lawnmower repair channel. Do you remember Walter's lawnmower, the little mower that stopped running? And then I fixed it just by flipping it over, pouring out the gasoline, filtering the gasoline, pouring it back in. That video cost me nothing to make but time. It only took a few minutes, and I didn't even know if it would work or not. It was just a theory that the gasoline might be dirty. But I poured it out, and there were leaves and even a dead lizard, a dead gecko or whatever, inside the gas tank. So somehow they crawl in there, and there's holes that when the lawnmower is spinning, dust and dirt blow up in there, and it clogs up the fuel line or something. But when you pour it all out, you can see all that dirt and stuff, and you can even recycle that gasoline by filtering it, which I did through coffee filter. Put it all back in, and the lawnmower cranked right up and continued working. So that was a repair that cost nothing. I shared that on YouTube, and that video has made, I think, $200 or $300. So it didn't really cost me anything to make other than just to show people what you can do to try to fix it. And I made $200 or $300. So there is money to be made off YouTube once you get monetized. Obviously, if you want to make more money as a van channel, like if I truly wanted to make money off a van channel, I know some of you know, some of you don't know, I was and still am somewhat of a photographer and have access to like really sexy, hot looking models. Okay. If I wanted to, I could get a van, rig it out, make it look pretty, have it all faked, even though I know how to build a van and stuff. So it would all work. It's just the girl wouldn't really live in it because, most sexy, hot looking model type girls don't live in a van. Okay. That's a fantasy. But you see that all over YouTube because they're selling a fantasy, and those channels get literally millions of views and they make a lot of money on it. So if you watch those channels thinking you'll learn something, you could learn some stuff, because sometimes the van build wasn't built by the girls, even though they pretend to, and sometimes the girls do build it. Okay, I really don't know. I don't watch all those channels, but a lot of them, when I look at them, I can see they don't really live in it. The reason I can tell they don't really live in it, it always looks so clean. It always looks so perfect. You never see stuff like this, shit everywhere. Okay, swimming trunks sitting here, just clothes sitting there. You never see it look like this. And when you don't see it looking like this, with shit everywhere, they don't live in it. It's a set. They build it, they film their episode, then they go back to their nice little expensive apartment or condo or house or whatever that they actually live in. This channel has always been real, even though sometimes it looks bad or even makes me look bad. But I always show real because a lot of the people who come here aren't here by choice, although some are. But most of the people who stumble on this channel and actually stay and watch, they're in a circumstance, a situation where the situation is real. It's not fake. They don't have the hot babe with the fancy van that they're trying to make money on. They're trying to stay alive. So I share the good, the bad, and the ugly. I share everything. And even sharing stuff about the trolls and the haters and all the weirdos that stalk you. So, this channel will evolve because this portion of my life is nearly over. The kids are growing up. You know, those of you who followed me for the years, you know how I fought. I'm not the only one who fought. I used to follow a bunch of other dads that fought to see or keep their kids or visit their kids. And, you know, I commend those guys. A lot of the guys I followed, they're done. And they're done because their kids are now all grown up, just like mine are about to be grown up. It turns out that you can't win. You know, as a single dad, no matter what you do, no matter what you do for your kids, and no matter how long you fight, you will lose. So am I telling dads out there to not fight? No, I'm telling you, I'm here with my son right now because I fought. And we're fishing and we're doing everything that we can, even though it's not the most ideal. And even with all the anger and hatred and stuff that my wife had at the beginning, it's all gone away now. Time has a habit of subduing things, either changing someone or changing situations. Hey, Nick, do you see that thing moving? That is a big, huge alligator right there. I don't know if you guys saw the lily pads with the little thing moving there. That's an alligator there, and a pretty decent sized one. And I pointed out to my son so he's aware, because people can get pulled in. You're out here fishing, the alligator's out here hunting. They can hide in here. A gator, when it's really hungry and wants you, it can haul butt. Literally. It'll jump right out and pull you in. So most young people, you know, grown-ups and stuff, can get away. But when you have little kids and when you have older people, like walking their dogs by the water or whatever, that's when the gator comes and pulls them in. Because we are in Florida, and that is a real threat. But I just wanted to share with you what's going on today, and just wanted to show you why it's kind of important to have a van. You can see the fishing gear there. Always nice to have a vehicle ready. If you want to learn how to do this, you may want to watch the older videos. I'm going to try to start to organize the channel a little bit to make it easier to find the critical videos, like how to wire the van. Remember, I'm not an expert. I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm not a battery expert. I'm not a van build expert. I did all this stuff just based on what I knew, what I watched, and also trial and error. So a lot of my wiring and stuff like that is very amateurish, but it works. It's been working for what, 5-6 years now? So, you know, you can learn how to do everything I've done because it's all showcased on previous videos. And Kasal Yan, he says, hold on and stay strong, brother. Yes, indeed. Hey, Kasal, where are you right now? Are you like in Thailand? I wasn't going to tell viewers and stuff like that, but my journey is nearly over. In an ideal world, in an ideal situation, I would be able to stay and finish everything here with my situation out here. But because of the world and the situation with my personal life, my health, and everything else, some changes are going to be occurring very soon that might be actually kind of very big. It just depends on what happens, because a lot of what I'm planning on has to do with dealing with the government and international situations. So right now, the world as a whole is shut down, so it's very hard to do those kind of things. But I am proceeding, and if things go well, within 6 more months, you know, or maybe a little bit more than 6 months, this channel is going to be changing. And I might even start it beforehand so people get used to it, but I'm probably going to shift away from living in a van, even though it's going to still feature van stuff, and I'll keep the videos up just because, one, they actually help people, you know, they can show people what to do, but two, they make money for me. So, you know, I make money off of YouTube. If you guys want to help, you know, on YouTube and stuff, the big thing that helps is this: let the ads run, watch the videos and the ads, and if they really interest you, you can interact with them, but don't click on the ads unless they really truly interest you. So if you watch the ads, I get paid. If you skip the ads, I don't get paid. So that's how I make my money off YouTube. The other thing you can do to help videos grow, and how those channels with the sexy girls and stuff in the van grow, people can leave comments, you know, and they click the like or not like, but mostly they leave comments. When you click on stuff, whether you click that you don't like it or that you like it, and you leave comments and things, what happens is YouTube starts promoting that video more. They see that video as being interactive, that people will interact with it. So they start to show it, when you log on to YouTube, recommendation. They put it on the YouTube recommendation. So people will watch it. So you can help the channel grow that way. The other thing you can do is if you're on social media and you see a video that's particularly interesting that you think your friends and stuff might enjoy, copy the link and share it onto social media and send people to this channel. And that will help the channel to grow. And as the channel grows, what happens is, like right now, I think we're still in the top. It's one of the reasons the trolls and haters and stuff attack. Even though the channel looks small, we're still, I think, in the top 5% of YouTube, believe it or not, as far as channels and stuff. And for van channels, we're actually pretty low because the ones that are popular tend to be the glamorous van life channels. A lot of them aren't real. Some of them are real, and they do have glamorous people in it. A young guy, a young girl traveling the world in a van. And they make a lot of money. They could actually make a living, and they probably do make a living off YouTube completely. Me, I'm not making a living off YouTube. Even though it seems like I was giving you some big numbers. That was over 3 or 4 years. Earning $200 over 2-3 years, that's not enough to live off. Okay. Even earning $1,000, $1,600 over, 4 years? That's nothing. But, considering the effort that was put in, which I don't really even edit the videos, they're handheld, and I don't bother too much. And some people say, why don't you treat it as a business? I may start to do that within the next 6 months because I'm planning some major changes in my life and the way things go, and because the crisis of my children, post-divorce is nearly over. It's over at this point. The kids are kind of grown up. I'm about to take charge of my life again and pick up. Before all this happened, before the disaster, I know some people find it hard to believe, I wasn't exactly a homeless person with all the bad criminal past and all this other stuff. I was actually often highly sought after, and still am and was, even when it all went down. People still wanted me to go work with them and for them. And you saw some of it on the channel because people encounter me and then they go, hey, you know what? The other stuff that happened is kind of BS. It's bullshit. But you know what? I stuck with it. I went through it. I played it all the way to the end. And we can see what the final result is. And that is, you will lose. When you go against the whole system, you will lose. And was it worth it? For me, personally, it was. Because the alternative would have been to leave my children and to go start a new life without them right away. And my children would never really know me. They only know what their mother told them and stuff. And if they were in danger and I couldn't help them, that was too bad, so sad. I stayed and paid the price. And I'm not the only one. A lot of the other guys I was following, people asked them, they're like, so whatever happened? Well, whatever happened was they lost, just like me. And but they didn't really lose, because as long as you stay and you're fighting for your children, you're somebody you love, you can't ever lose on that. So my children and I lived these years together under this situation, but they made it through. They're growing up. One is grown up already, and we're at the end. So until next time, everyone, I hope you found some of this. Some of this was just, personal stuff, which I've been keeping off YouTube. But I just wanted to let you know, because this channel is wrapping up under its current format with living in a van. Even the RV stuff will be changing. So there's going to be some major changes. I may just go ahead and name this channel after myself, because, it's become not just a living in a van video, but more of a let's hang out with the Hanoi video. So man there looking so all opened up. Got me. So basically, wanted to share a little bit of what's going on today, let you guys know what's happening, and also give you some encouragement if you're going through these kind of situations. So Casal lives in California. I thought you were over in Thailand or Vietnam or something. I didn't know you were in California. Timothy's there. You might want to hook up with him. You know, he's got his little van build. You can see it in real life and stuff. Timothy is proving to be a really useful resource for people wanting to live the van life, or not so much live the van life, but travel it, you know, and stuff. He had a really nice build that he's going to be traveling in, so look forward to those videos. And you know, they show how you can do things nicely without spending too much money. And his build, I think, tends to be possibly even better than mine. Because, you know, he takes the time to actually measure things, cut things, and put them together. Me, I just walk into Walmart and grab what's there. I'm one of those builders who pretty much don't really build, but put together. So I buy stuff that's already done, put it together. It's all done. Not really much building there other than laying slabs to make the bed. The cabinets themselves, really not too much building there. You know, it's just taking the pre-made Walmart. I like pre-made because I can build, you know. I'm not like a really good builder, but if I wanted to, I can build. But building usually costs more money and time. And the issue I have with doing really elaborate builds is that most of my viewers aren't in a position to build. There are people who are having to do this on a rush basis, on an emergency basis. So I show how you can just grab stuff off the shelf from Walmart. And if you wanted to customize it, you can paint it or hook TV up and stuff like that. That's just stuff that can be done without you really needing too much skills. You just need to be able to put things together and follow directions. And also not be afraid to experiment, but at the same time learn stuff like electrical safety and things like that, you know, so you don't burn your whole van down. Anyway, I'm going to sign out. It looks like my son is done fishing. We didn't eat breakfast yet, so we're probably going to go back to the RV and cook up some food and have breakfast. So, Casal, sorry to hear about that your father. Priscilla, good to catch you on here. And Gail. So Gail says that when you search for living in a van, I don't show up. I used to show up because this channel is living in a van, but what happens is, see, YouTube is a business. So when you search for living in a van, the channels that show up are the ones with the hot babes, the handsome looking young guy. Those are all commercial channels. And the reason YouTube puts those up when you search is because they make a lot of money on those channels. They literally get millions of views, and YouTube shares the ad revenue with them. So a channel that is not even real is put up as if, you know, on the recommendation by YouTube. And they get there because people like watching a hot, sexy girl in a bikini standing next to an open lake or whatever. And so a channel like this can never, ever really compete with that. And Gail was saying that even searching for Denoy, this channel may show up, but also the trolls and stuff have started to make fake channels. They're stealing my content, literally, and pretending to be me. So if you're watching a video that's my video and you see that the view count is low or the number of subscribers is less than 10,000, like right now we're up to 12,000, almost 13,000, or you see that nothing but negative comments and stuff on there, you're watching a troll channel. It's a copycat channel. And what you can do to help this channel when you spot those kind of channels, you report them to YouTube that they're basically pretending to be somebody else, another channel. They're a fake channel. It's not a real channel. But that kind of, you know, is a testament to the status of this channel. This channel, for those of you who've been here from the beginning, you know, we're one of the original channels. We were living in a van before living in a van became popular, before all the hashtags started. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Maybe we'll do an episode just following up on the van dwellers, you know, the original van dwellers on YouTube, because a lot of them are gone. I can tell you why they're gone, you know, from what I've observed and how some of them have changed. They've had to change. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Try to get out and enjoy your location if you can. Try to avoid people if you can, even though some people swear it's still a... I had somebody write this spiel on the page about how the coronavirus and stuff is all fake. I've had people and family members die from it. So I would say STFU. It's not real. It's a conspiracy. Wait until you or somebody you know or love die from it. Then come tell me it's not real. Okay? So until next time, stay safe. And even if you believe it's real or not, be kind to other people and put on a damn mask. Practice the social distancing to protect others, even if you don't give a shit about yourself and your own life. Okay? I just get tired of people being so self-centered. Because it didn't affect you, it doesn't mean it's not real. Okay? I've lost people from this. So until next time, take care. God bless you all. And I'm sorry for the negative ending, but that had to be said, because those people who haven't got it yet still think it's all fake, and it's not. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.